Disney cruise or Disney parks? It's the age-old question. What will you enjoy more? And bottom line, what's going to cost you less?
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
Hey guys, we're Maple Mickey, putting the magic back in your Disney vacation. And like Lisa said today, we're kind of talking about Disney World versus Disney Cruise. Part of the reason we want to talk about this is because the first time we did a Disney cruise, we were a little angsty about it.
Yeah, and we get asked a lot, like, why would we go on a Disney cruise? What are the perks? And if you have watched anything, like any commercial, you've probably seen the experience you're gonna have at Disney parks. So Disney World or Disneyland. Those rides, those fireworks, right? You get all of that nostalgia and all of those memories. And there's less to see about Disney Cruise Line. And so it is kind of the great unknown about what will you like more, and at the end of the day, what will your budget allow? Because everyone talks about how expensive Disney Cruise Line is, right? So is it really that much more expensive?
So as always, Lisa did the math so you don't have to. And we're gonna kind of look a little bit at the numbers going, okay, is it comparative, or is Disney Cruise really that much more expensive?
And so I think the bottom line is it depends on how long you go. So I did the math first for a 3-night cruise versus a 3-night Disney World package. On those cruise ships, they are the biggest rooms at sea, but they are small rooms. You're on a cruise line ship. Like, it is just gonna be a bit squishier. And so if you stay in an inside stateroom, you're gonna start at 169 square feet, and then it can go all the way up to 622 square feet for a suite. But we personally prefer to stay in an ocean view room that's about 204 to 241 square feet. And so the closest on land room was at the Value Resort. So at Pop Century, your room is going to be 260 square feet. So I thought that was a pretty good comparative room, because it just goes up from there. And although the Disney Cruise Line rooms are gorgeous and the beds are comfortable, I just didn't think it was a fair comparison. So we chose the same dates. We added a 2-day ticket. Now you are on board your ship for 4, and you would be at your Disney resort for 4, but you're really only doing 2 things. You're getting off at Castaway, getting off at NASA. So I thought that was a pretty good comparison for that. If you planned 2 days at the resort / 2 days at sea, that felt a little bit apples to apples to me. So you can let me know. And then we added in the Disney dining plan. Now the cost for 2 adults to go on a Disney cruise for 3 nights is $2,353 US. The cost for 2 adults to do that package at Pop Century was $1,766.16. And again, that includes your dining. Okay. Because you're doing that dining package. Now for 4 adults to go on a 3-night Disney cruise is $3,847 US. And remember, a Disney adult is anyone over 10. So as soon as your child hits 10, they are now an adult.
Because they're eating more food.
They're eating more food. And the same family compilation for going to Disney World is $3,069.96 US. And so if you're going on one of those shorter sailings, a Disney parks vacation is going to be a better bang for your buck. But let's be honest, who's going to the parks for only 2 days?
And you're only going to 2 parks.
You're only going to 2 parks.
No.
You're going to Disney World for only 2 parks. I mean, I could probably choose which 2 parks I'm going to, but just saying. Okay, so let's look at 7 nights, because this is where it does get significantly cheaper to go on a Disney cruise. So for 2 adults going on a 7-night cruise, $3,295 US. To do that same duration at the parks, and again, we're only choosing a 3-day ticket, so you're only getting off the ship for 3 times. It's $3,512.82. So it is more expensive by $300 and your initial upfront costs to go to the parks. Now for that family of 4, it is almost $1,000 difference. It's $5,385 to go on a 7-night cruise, $6,305.24 to go to that 7-night parks trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of length of stay, big difference. And let's be
Huge.
honest, if you're staying at Disney World, you're not just doing 3 days or 2 days in the park. So in a lot of ways, we have to kind of consider that. Now, with a Disney cruise, you have additions of shows,
Yes.
dining experiences.
Yes.
A lot of what the resorts don't necessarily
Yes.
fully offer the same
Right.
experience. It's not apples to apples in that
It's
way.
not apples to apples, especially if you're using this package and you're going to Pop Century,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have a hot tub at Pop Century. You don't have water slides at Pop Century, and you do have those things on Disney Cruise Line. But you're right.
Yeah.
This is including a Disney dining plan, which is a refillable mug, 1 quick service, like fast food kind of meal a day, 1 table service, so a sit-down meal per day, which includes a drink, a entree, and a dessert, and then 1 snack per day. On Disney Cruise Line, you get
You can order every single entree if you want. Like if
You could.
you're kind of crazy that way.
and at dinner you get your, well, actually at lunch too, you get your appetizer, you get your soup
Yeah.
and salad, your entree, your dessert, your bread course. Like it's just, it's not comparative in terms of the amount of food you're going to be getting.
Yeah.
Now, I did the math. So if you went to a breakfast buffet, which is kind of like thinking Cabanas or Marceline Market, at Disney World, a non-character, because they don't have characters walking around at Disney Cruise, you're gonna pay $22.99 per breakfast buffet per adult and $13.99 per child. And then if you were gonna do a lunch buffet on top of that, because you can go to the buffet whenever you want, it's an additional $37 per adult and $22 per child per day. So if you just think like the pool deck, that's the additional amount that you're spending. Then if you got a soft serve cone, ice cream cone at the parks, it's gonna cost you $5.79. You get unlimited soft serve ice cream. If you get a soda that is not in your refillable mug at your resort, it's going to cost you $3.99 for every regular size soda. Again, there are like help yourself drink stations on the pool deck. So it really does add up very quickly.
So what we're talking is, if you love food, it's not even apples to apples. Disney
Yes.
Cruise by far is the winner.
Yes. Now, on our last Disney World trip, we went to Cirque du Soleil, and those tickets cost us probably close to $80 Canadian by the time you worked in the exchange rate. So again, like you mentioned the shows, if you just think you're getting 3 Broadway style shows during the length of your voyage, plus if you're on a longer voyage, variety acts. If you go to a movie, it's $13 per ticket here in Canada. And so you can see as many movies as you want for free. All of those things really do add to the value of a Disney cruise. So it's not just your upfront cost. Once you start factoring that in, I don't think that a Disney cruise is gonna cost you as much as you think it is.
Now, we get it. We love the parks too. And so this isn't an either or situation.
No.
In fact, when we cruise, we add days at parks either on the back end or the front end. We typically like to do it on the front end and then do our relaxing on the back end on a cruise. That's kind of how we like to do it. So we get that we're kind of just being facetious here to some degree because it's not an either or. But maybe on those years where it is an either or, this can help you make a decision around Disney Cruise or Disney World.
Parks. And just as a parent FYI tip, our first cruise, we did cruise first and then parks. And trying to train our kids that they could have unlimited snacks and cruising and then not once we got to Disney, that was tough. So learn from our pain. swap it up.
Well, guys, as always, we're Maple Mickey, putting the magic back into your Disney vacation. If you had fun kind of taking this quirky journey with us, like, subscribe, hit that bell for upcoming videos. We're going to talk a lot more about cruising because we really do, as you can tell, we love Disney Cruise Lines as a product and a service. So in the meantime, we'll see you next time.